He'd drive in with a BMW, talk with a Rolex on his wrist, and wear designer suits. Everyone in the neighborhood thought he was a millionaire. That was until someone saw him sleeping in his car one night. Because the truth, he had no home. Welcome to People's Journal Stories. Before we begin this shocking tale of deception, hidden struggle, and human dignity, comment below with your city. And if you believe stories like this matter, hit subscribe so we can keep telling them. Westbrook was one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in Vancouver. Big houses, trimmed gardens, luxury cars parked on every street. Moving here wasn't easy. It required both wealth and social status. That's why when David Chen started showing up, people paid attention. David was 42, average height, always dressed impeccably. Every morning at 7:30, he'd leave in a black BMW. At 6 p.m., he'd return. His outfits were flawless. Hugo Boss suits, Italian shoes, a shimmering Rolex Submariner. He spoke with confidence, carried himself like a CEO. Neighbors came up with their own theories. Some said he owned a tech company. Others swore he was a real estate investor. David never confirmed or denied anything. He'd just smile and say, "Business life. You know how it is." One neighbor, Jennifer Walsh, a retired teacher, had always been curious. David seemed too perfect. Same routine every day. No guests, no grocery bags, no visible signs of home life. Strange, Jennifer thought. I've never seen anyone so orderly. David's home was at 47, a beautiful corner house. The garden was always clean, yet no one had ever seen him doing yard work. Curtains always drawn, no lights on at night. But socially, David was active. Every morning he had cappuccino at the local cafe, joking in Italian with the waiter, lunch at the city's priciest restaurants, drinks at classy bars. Always paid the bill, always tipped well. "This guy's definitely rich," said Maria, the waitress. "Never asks about prices. His card always goes through." 3 months passed. David was a known figure in the area, well-liked and respected. The neighborhood kids especially adored him. The flashy car, shiny watch, stylish suits. Little Tommy, age 8, once said, "Mom, I want to be rich like Uncle David." "You can, honey, if you work hard," she replied. David was kind to the kids, told them stories about his car, let them touch his watch, but never invited them inside. "My place is messy right now," he'd say. There was a small market run by Mr. Kim, where David shopped daily, but only bought little things, water, a sandwich, juice. Mr. Kim noticed, but never asked. Good customer, he thought, always pays, never trouble. But in month 4, strange things happened. At night, David's car was sometimes missing. Jennifer noticed this. Maybe he travels for work, she reasoned. Rich folks fly a lot. Until one midnight, getting up for a glass of water, she looked out. The car was there, and someone was sleeping inside. At first, she couldn't believe it. Maybe he dozed off accidentally. But it happened again the next night. And again. Now Jennifer was worried. Was David sick? Was something wrong? On the 5th day, she gathered courage and approached him. As he pulled out of the driveway, she called out, "David, are you okay? I saw you sleeping in your car at night. Is everything all right?" David's expression changed. He hesitated, then smiled awkwardly. "Oh, Jennifer, I work late sometimes, don't want to wake my wife, so I nap in the car." But Jennifer didn't buy it. David had never mentioned a wife, not once. That night she couldn't sleep. The next morning, she pretended to garden while watching him. Same black BMW, same departure, but this time she followed him. David didn't go to work. He drove downtown onto a mall, entered a public restroom with a gym bag. An hour later, he came out shaved, fresh, dressed in clean clothes. He grooms himself at the mall, she thought. Then at noon, she spotted him again at the public library, using a laptop, charging his phone, sitting for hours. Why would a rich businessman work from a library? That evening, Jennifer made her decision. She had to know the truth. Once David fell asleep in his car, she quietly approached and tapped the window. David startled awake, rolled the window down slightly. "Jennifer, is everything okay? We need to talk. Please step out." He hesitated, then opened the door. They stood under a streetlight. "David, you don't live in that house, do you?" His eyes filled with tears. He lowered his head. "No," he whispered. "I don't." "Where do you live then?" I don't. I just survive. Jennifer was shocked, but David opened up. 3 months ago, I lost everything. My job, my apartment, everything. But I didn't want people to see me as worthless. So I rented the car, the watch, the suit, spent my last money on it. You rented the car? Monthly lease. I'm out of money, but people respect me when they think I'm rich. And the food, the drinks, credit card debt. It's piling up, but at least I keep my dignity. Jennifer invited him in that night. He slept in a warm bed for the first time in months. The next day, she told the neighbors. They were shocked, but no one judged him. They wanted to help. Mr. Kim offered a job. Neighbors brought food, clothes, support. David was ashamed. I lied to all of you. But Jennifer said, no, you showed us survival. That's not a lie. That's courage. 6 months later, David rented a modest apartment. No more fake luxury. He had a real job and real friends. One day, little Tommy asked, Uncle David, are you rich anymore? David smiled. Nobody, but I'm happy. And that's worth more than money. A year later, David hosted a neighborhood event, Second Chances Night, to support people in financial trouble. No one's perfect, he said. We all struggle, but we're not alone. I took the wrong path. Now I'm choosing the right one. That night, neighbors were moved. David's story wasn't just his, it was everyone's. Today, David works at a small accounting firm in Vancouver. He walks to work, uses public transit, lives modestly, but honestly, and his neighbors love him more than ever because now they know the real David. Years later, Tommy, now grown, wrote in a school essay, my favorite person is Uncle David. He taught me that being rich doesn't mean having money. It means having the right people in your life. David cried reading it because the fake riches led him to something real, the wealth of human connection. Have you ever met someone like David? Someone hiding their struggles behind appearances? Or have you ever gone through it yourself? Share their name, tell their story in the comments. Because at People's Journal Stories, we believe every struggle matters. If this story moved you, please subscribe and share. Help us keep stories like this alive. And remember, the richest looking people may be the poorest, and the strongest may be the most fragile. Let's be kind to one another.